Hey guys, my name is Danish and welcome back to my channel and happy new year to everybody who's watching this video. And today we're going to talk about the LG G8X. Wait, hold your horses. I know what you're gonna say, that I just did a video on the G8X a couple of weeks ago, but this story is a bit different because this one is my G8X. So let's just start off the video. So you might be a bit confused about why I have a G8X in front of me, so I'll clear out the timeline for you. So when the previous video dropped about the G8X, so that was my brother's G8X that I got to get my first impressions on and use it for a bit. And after I uploaded the video, another cousin of mine watched the video, found out that it's a viable option for himself, and also got himself a G8X as well. So he has commented down below in the previous video as well, which I have pinned, so you can go check that out as well. And after that I got an option to upgrade from my LG G6 to a G8X, and I accepted, and I was pretty happy about the choice that I made. So if you want to see all the breakdown of all the specs and all of that, I'll link the previous video up here, so you can go check that out and subscribe to my channel for other videos as well. So today I'm just going to concentrate on the week's worth of usage that I have had with the G8X and all of my nitpicks and the pros that I have been able to observe from the G8X. So this isn't my first flagship in any way, because the G6 was also a flagship, and before that I had the iPhone 5s, which lasted me the longest. So my expectations were pretty high for the G8X, and it delivered most of them, I guess. So the performance, it delivered; the display, it delivered dual display, which I use nearly all the time, and the only reason I remove the dual display case is to record my videos, or if I have to connect my Audio Technicas for some high fidelity audio listening. Other than that, I don't really remove the G8X from the dual screen case, and I use it mostly with the case, and I pretty much get around 7 hours of screen on time. But I don't know how it calculates between the two screens or adds up both of them, and I haven't done any single display testing for a long day, and I will plan to do that one day and get back to you guys on that. But for now, the dual screen stays with me, and yeah, I feel a bit more productive with the dual screen. I can have two stuff running most of the time. It's pretty fun for me to have two screens, and I'm pretty used to dual screen because I have a monitor here and I can't really work at home without two monitors. So yeah, that's how that works for now. Let me just get started with all the nitpicks that I have with the G8X. So the first one that will come and bite me in the ass in a few years time is the software support, which is a killer point with LG, that they are pretty slow here in India and with the carriers abroad as well. So I have pretty much accepted that it will be a bit later for my timeline in terms of software upgradability. But yeah, for the price that I'm getting this at 25,990 rupees that I bought it at from Flipkart, which I'll also link in the description below, is quite a lot cheaper than the OnePlus Nord and other budget devices. And you already know how I feel about the OnePlus Nord, so it's not a surprising thing that when given a budget under 30, I would go for the G8X, which is a year old by now, and it's a year old flagship, and I'm still willing to sacrifice the 1 year of support to get a killer device. And the other points are the charging. So this works in a peculiar way with this magnetic charger that I have over here. See, it's pretty handy, but the thing is, whenever I need to travel, I have to remember to carry this adapter with me, or I have to remove my phone every time I need to charge from the case, which is not pretty reasonable because this top part is a bit smaller and weaker, and if I keep going at it and removing it every day, I think this would break or at least become too loose for the phone to snugly fit in. So I really want to avoid that wear and tear over there, and I try to look to get that magnetic adapter from retailers or even from the service center, but I haven't had any good leads on that. It's there on the LG USA page for, I think it's $8 or something, but I have had no luck here in India. And if you guys know anything about this, just let me know in the comments, and I would literally go and buy 2 more of those just so I can have one in my bag with me and one in the car. So the next nitpick is the vibration motor is a bit weak on the G8X compared to even my G6 or the iPhone 5s. So most of the time I keep my phone in silent mode, and I have missed a few calls because of that. So I really don't want to put it back into normal mode because I really don't like to have a ringtone on my phone. I just like to keep it in silent mode most of the time. So that is one more nitpick that I have to get used to, and it's something that people should be ready to accept and adapt to. And I touched upon the next point is the 3.5mm jack is a bit small. I said this in the previous video as well, and neither the Audio Technica connector works or my microphone connector works through this, and I don't want to cut up this or my connectors. It's not big of a deal because most of the time if I'm listening to music or relaxing, I either listen to it on my laptop most of the time or on speakers, and the only time I need the connector there is for calls, and most of the time I use this Bluetooth headset with me, so I don't have that much of a problem with that, but somebody else might. So go and check out a physical unit with your headphones and see if it fits, and save yourself some headache over there. The next thing is it's a fingerprint magnet. So aesthetically I have to say glass, 4 layers of glass and a whole lot of dust and fingerprints. So that is something I have to curb my OCD and have to clean it regularly to keep it pleasing enough and not dirty and grimy. But that's probably the same case with most other smartphones which are a glass metal sandwich either way, so yeah, let's not go over there. And the other small thing that has irked me a bit is the gamepad settings, and by gamepad settings I mean the games that are optimized to use a gamepad work fantastically without an issue, but games that I have to map a custom gamepad with triggers on the screen and I have to use it, it sometimes just cuts out right in the middle of some race that I'm doing. So I have tested it out with Real Racing 3, so I have the controller for forward, backward and the steering wheel as a joystick, and sometimes it just cuts out, so I have to touch the top screen, touch the steering wheel again, and then press the button here, and it registers the tap and it starts working again, which is a tad annoying where when you have led for 3.5 laps and just because the gamepad cut out you lose the race. That's a bit of a nitpick that I have, but when the games are optimized it's flawless and just beautiful to play on, and it's kind of a novelty thing, but yeah, it just works like a Nintendo DS and you just have fun. And front firing speaker. Okay, so before I talk about speakers, let's just get into the pros of this device. The DAC amp. So this combo is, I think, has been improved quite greatly from the LG G6 because I get a lot more volume from the G8X, and as well as audio recording has improved in a meaningful and noticeable way for me. I don't know how YouTube processes that and the compression works with that, but from the source that I hear, it was just beautiful the last time I uploaded the video, and it felt like podcast level quality, and that's what this mic is capable of, so I was pretty glad about that. And the next thing is the camera system. So both are 12 megapixel, both can do 4K. The main sensor can do 60 frames per second in 4K, the wide angle can do 30. Not a nitpick, I'm happy with that. It does capture a lot more detail than my LG G6 at the same level of settings. So the aperture is the lowest setting without the light flickering being visible, and the ISO is around 400, so it's pretty bright and pretty vivid, and I like the depth of field in this and the dynamic range. So it's been fun to work with this footage while I'm editing because it's so much more aesthetically pleasing as well. Talking about the front speakers, the bottom firing speaker is pretty loud, the tweeter at the top is not a slouch, and when I'm playing games, even when my palm is covering the bottom firing speaker like this, I can still hear the audio pretty good from the front mounted tweeter, and it's quite fun to play on. And the selfie camera, yeah, so this is a 32 megapixel selfie camera, and yeah, pretty good I guess. I'm not a big selfie taker, but whenever I have taken pics, I don't have to go and check if they are good or not. I just know that they are good and can upload them anywhere I want. That's it I guess. Oh yeah, the Google button, I don't know why it's there. I don't use Google Assistant, so it's not much of an issue for me. And yeah. Ooh, and can you hear this? Just hear this. Those are the buttons in the case. They're so tactile and they feel just like the buttons on the phone, which is amazing. And the glass feels identical to the main glass over here. And this front teeny display does flicker a few times whenever I close the case, but usually it shows me what information I need from like the notification icons and all of that. So it's a pretty fun device for me, and if you have any more questions about this device, you can feel free to ask me on Instagram or Twitter, or even comment down in the video, and I'll try to get back to you guys on that. And the only thing is, I have ordered screen guard for all of these layers, but I don't know how much the clearance will be for the inner 2 layers, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but I have ordered them and I'm going to put the front one. The rear one I am still skeptical, and I am probably going to go for a skin of some sort for the back. So let's see how that goes. I'll update you on Instagram. If you want, you can go follow me on my social media channels and see more updates like that. If you like this video, give this video a like, get subscribed to my channel and ring the bell icon to get notifications of my next videos. And stay home, stay safe, have a happy new year, peace.